said that he was frequently incoherently drunk and that he became aggressive and belligerent when he was drunk. But that's not the only one that said this. Judge Kavanaugh's friend from Yale College, to whom he referred to numerous times, said it's not credible for Judge Kavanaugh to say that he has no memory lapses in the nights that he drank to excess. And I'll tell you this, Mr. Chairman, Lynn Brooks, who said she did not want to come forward, another friend from Yale, and showing that this is not partisan, she is a Republican, Mr. Chairman. She did not want to come forward, but last night, after listening to his testimony, was so offended by his lies that this is what his friend from Yale, a registered Republican, said. There is no doubt in my mind that while at Yale, he was a big partier, often drank to excess, and there had to be a number of nights he does not remember. In fact, I was witness to the night he got tapped into his fraternity and was stumbling drunk. And he was in a ridiculous, saying really dumb things. And I could guarantee that there is no way that he remembers that night. This is a registered Republican who did not want to come forward until he heard the lies of Judge Kavanaugh. Brooks said last night in an interview that there were multiple emails and texts circling amongst her classmates about how Kavanaugh was, quote, lying to the Senate Judiciary Committee in his testimony. That's from a Republican who did not want to come forward until she witnessed those lies. Judge Kavanaugh's testimony yesterday also mischaracterizes what 3 other people Dr. Ford indicated were present last night. He told us, as his exonerating evidence, kept mentioning 3 names over and over again. Judge Kavanaugh repeatedly said that 4 people who knew Dr. Ford, who Dr. Ford said were present at the gathering where she was sexually assaulted, said it didn't happen. That's just patently untrue. Mark Judge said, I have no memory of this alleged incident. This is not, it did not happen. P.J. Smith said he has no knowledge of these allegations. That is not, it did not happen. Leland Kaiser has said through her attorney she has no recollection of being at a party or gathering where Kavanaugh was president. That is not, it did not happen. In fact, Leland Kaiser has said she believes Dr. Ford. The only person who has denied the event has taken place, who said it did not happen, is Judge Kavanaugh. And so now this is the real point, sir.
Can you, you've gone...
I would like to finish, sir.
You've gone...
I understand that, but may I finish my statement?
Okay. I want to ask you a question. You've gone 17 minutes. I got 3 other people who'd like to speak.
Sir, I understand that. I'm going to be closing my comments soon, and I'd like to continue.
Are you willing to let 3 other people speak?
Sir, I want to finish my comments, and you can let whoever speaks speak, sir. That's you're the chairman.
Go ahead, sir.
Mr. Chairman,
he
can take as much of my time as he wishes.
So this nation now is watching, not in a partisan way. We just saw one Republican so offended because she knows Kavanaugh. This is not Democrats and Republicans watching. This is Americans watching right now to see what this body will do. This isn't about politics or partisanship. I will forever remember what Dr. Ford said when she came before us. She said she was performing her civic duty. She wasn't trying to destroy a man. She was a courageous, heroic woman telling her truth of sexual assault and sexual harassment. This is what was done to me, she said. Many of my colleagues yesterday said they found Dr. Ford credible. But to confirm Judge Kavanaugh, you would have to say not only that you don't believe her, Dr. Ford, but that you are so certain this didn't happen that you're willing to force a vote now without any further investigation. At best, this means you think somehow she was confused, that she doesn't really know what happened to her. Even though yesterday she told us that she remembers Brett Kavanaugh covering her mouth, seared into her memory, expressing fear at the time that he might accidentally kill her. She told us details from 2012, 13, 16, and 17, told to her therapist, to her husband. And so this is where we are in the United States of America right now. This is not a partisan moment. This is a moral moment in our nation. We do not have to have this vote today. We can correct from the mistakes of the past in this nation. There are millions of people, men and women, survivors of sexual assault, who are watching this body of powerful people and what will happen. This toxic culture, this pernicious patriarchy in this country has to stop. It's real in this country, and people are suffering, and they're watching this body right now. Children abused, watching what powerful people in religious institutions, how they sweep it aside, deny, attack. People in corporations or news media outlets who were abused and harassed for years. And their testimony, their truth was swept aside, belittled. They were attacked, they were vilified, they were followed by investigators. Millions are watching this body and how we act. Do we rush to a vote? Will we brush aside a credible witness's testimony? Will we belittle and attack credible testimony? Will we ignore credible testimony? Will we listen? Will we believe? In the United States of America right now, there are dark corners of our culture. The Center for Disease Control reports 1 out of every 3 American women, 1 out of 3 American women will experience some form of sexual violence. 1 out of 6 men. 60% of them go unreported. And there are those right now watching this group of powerful people. How will we deal with a privileged man? A seat on the Supreme Court is not an entitlement. Just because you went to Yale Law School or were the captain of your basketball team, this is not, the Supreme Court is not an entitlement. And Mr. Chairman, I'll tell you this is not a court of law. We're not saying that this man is guilty of what he said. The question is do we know enough now to delay this? Or are we going to rush to put someone on the Supreme Court with this cloud hanging over them? I cannot stomach that we are going to move forward, that we are going to say to women across this country, to say to men across this country.
I think that question,
and I'm going to finish.
I think that question you just asked is a good place to stop.
Sir, I will stop with this. I will stop with this. With respect for this committee and respect for you. I cannot sit here. I cannot participate in what I know history is going to look back as a dark moment again, in the same way we look back at the Anita Hill, Clarence Thomas trials. I cannot participate that. I conclude my remarks, sir. We should not brush aside her comments. We should not belittle her testimony. We should listen to her. We should listen to women. And we should thoroughly investigate this before moving forward. To do any other thing is to diminish the truth, diminish the issue of sexual harassment in this country, and to again relegate ourselves to what I believe is a dark element of our society.